Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. So in this video, I'm going to talk about precognition and clairvoyance and the implications of it in the real world, and a little bit how it works and how we understand it. So I'm going to start by talking about some real world experiments that have been done about this topic so that we can start with our feet firmly on the ground. So one very important experiment, I'll leave more information in the comment section, was the experiment where the participants, they were shown words, and while they were shown these words, or their reactions, their body's reactions to these words were measured. And eventually what they came to realize was that their bodies were reacting appropriately to the word before they were actually shown the word. And they realized that this was a thing, was a phenomenon. And another important experiment that that illustrates some of this phenomena is an experiment where the participants selected a word, or they selected something that was among choices, and then there was a computer that randomly generated the answer to follow them up. And what they learned through this experiment was that a lot of the times, more often than chance, the computer picked up the same word or the same choice or same answer as the people that chose the answer before the computer did. So these two experiments point at two very different but similar observations or phenomena. And one is that it looks like we have some type of psychic abilities or clairvoyance, or we can look into the future, or we're tapped into predicting what's going to happen to us. And the second is that it implies that we have a type of control over the future, or we have some type of connection with future outcomes that's not necessarily directly related to our actions. And I think what's more fascinating and more interesting than just these experiments by themselves are the explanations to the experiments, or the hypothesis, or the what people believe is happening. And I wrote a few down, and one of them is that they believe that these phenomena are tied to the block universe theory, which basically says something like we're moving through the past, present, and future, and it's all still here. It never goes anywhere. We're just moving through it. Now, the part about free will and us interacting within all of that, that's beyond the scope of this video, but that's the block universe. And then another is retrocausality. Another important theory or explanation about this is retrocausality. And that implies things straight out of a science fiction movie, where you can go to the future, do stuff in the future, thereby changing the past by your interactions with the future. So that implies that we can manipulate the past through actions in the future. That implies that. And then you have non-locality and timelessness of consciousness. And this basically implies that we're not actually here, and we're somewhere else, and this experience that we're having is not direct, but a result of what we're doing somewhere else that's not actually here. And then you have, that even leads you into other belief systems and theories and ideas like a collective consciousness, which it implies that we all share one consciousness, and we can get information and interact with that consciousness if we know how, or if we want to. And then there's ideas like the Akashic Records. And as you can see, we're getting more and more esoteric. And Akashic Records is pretty much like the collective consciousness, but it goes far more broad. When I say broad, it goes into ideas about us having spirit guides and the ability to access and interact with the spirit guides to manipulate experiences that we have here on Earth or gain information that we are already privy to on Earth. And the ways that we get this information is debatable, but a lot of people believe that it's based on energy, frequency, and vibration. We can pick up the information that we are in tune to. So those are my thoughts about this present topic, about us dealing and interacting with time, our abilities to perceive the time and manipulate the time and interact with the time. I believe that it's very important that we take control of our own narrative and not let them, whoever they are, decide what time is or what we're told to believe that time is and how we can interact with it or not be able to interact with it. I think a lot of this is wide open, and it's important to us to realize that it is wide open and not just simply sit back and wait for answers. Anyways, that's my video. I love and appreciate you. Thank you for watching. You take care of yourself. Until next time.